Hey guys, I was looking through editing this video. I realized since I taped all of this the same time as we were putting everything else away in the yard, the same day as the Javelin actually arrived, there wasn't really an intro into what's going on in this video, so I figured I'd add one. And also just tell you guys too, you guys enjoy this kind of content, like in this video where I kind of describe what's what my Wagoneers, what Jeep's made out of, what's in it, what the parts are, and that kind of thing. Let me know in the comments. I plan to do a little more of this as well for some of our other vehicles we have, like my Gremlin, Wild Thing, my AMX, the other AMXs, all that kind of stuff. Cars we race and use, you guys see on the channel. I do want to do more of this, along with my truck too. So if you, I guess I was planning to do this anyway. So if you guys do enjoy this kind of content, seeing what's in there, just let me know. I'll do more of it. I did do some taping earlier in the summer of a couple of other cars too, so I probably have that footage for later. And also, if you guys enjoy some of the older footage I have, I know some of it's vertical footage it kind of throws in there. A lot of it's from Snapchat or things like that, send to buddies. I taped a lot when I was younger. I just never really did anything with it besides put it on Snapchat for my friends or that kind of thing. So I have a lot of good footage. It's just not always the best quality footage. But we all know some of them low quality videos are the best videos, honestly. So, but along with that, I'll quit babbling over here. You guys enjoy the show. With this bad boy fired up and ready to go. So this is my 77 Jeep Wagoneer. I've had this since I was 12. I built this when I was 14. So this is actually a 4.1 Wagoneer. I bought for $400 for the motor, and then stuff kind of got out of hand. So right now it has 513 gears front and rear, full spool front and rear as well. Then it has a 12-inch lift kit. Did a full high steer setup on it back in the day. It's all kind of built with about a 14-year-old stability, so it's not perfect, but it definitely crawls over the stuff. So I got a full high steer setup on it, kind of a lot of welded together stuff. But it's been together and crawling for, well, since 2000 and I think you can see here, sound stickers. I think 2012 when we lifted it. So it's been going to the park many years. So anyway, I got a set of sliders on it too. Set up, those are 2x6 1/4-inch thick sliders, also all gusseted up to the frame. Got a 3/8-inch thick skid plate underneath my T-case, traction bar on the front. Got Tom Woods drive shafts front and rear. Did kind of like a homemade rear spring drop in the back, like BJ cells, and a shackle flip in the back as well. The front is basically the axle is flipped. So stock Wagoneer has the spring underneath the axle. This one's on top, and I did a tall perch on it instead of a lift block. Lift blocks are sketchy in the front. It's not something you do, so I made a taller perch instead. Because when I built this thing, I ordered 4-inch leaf springs for the front, and it was a 6 months wait time to get them because they were on back order from like multiple places. So I was like, all right, we're working around it. So as I'm working around, it's not perfect, but it definitely has stock springs in all 4 corners. So it we'll say it really gets some flex on. So I'll probably toss a little video in here so you guys can see what it does. But anyway, and then we got the obviously some nice hard covers on it, 4-inch lift blocks in the back with stock springs and like the stuff I showed. So and it's a 35 14.5 bogger on this thing, and it works pretty dang well. So it's a pretty nice Wagoneer overall. I mean, it was decently rusty when I got it. It's not perfect, but I mean, it's a rock Jeep, so it's got some scars from doing its thing, but pretty nice blue dash in here still. Some high school stuff still on there, you know, but got a CB in here, that kind of thing. So pretty nice blue interior Jeep. I mean, it's got some wear and tear from being a crawler, but it's a lot of fun. So anyway, we'll get this thing fired up, get it over to the garage, air my tires out. My 35s do leak a little bit, like all my tires do. And I'll probably go for a ride down the driveway to ditch a little bit, just kind of get it moving a little bit since it hasn't moved in a while. And then, transfer case wise, this actually still has the stock quadra-track case in it. The original case made it, I started wheeling this thing in 2010. I had a 4-inch with 31s on it with some welded the spiders front and rear. So it just had like a Lincoln locker basically. With 354 gears is what it came with stock. I wheeled it that way for 2 years and beat on it pretty heavily. And then I wheeled it with the 35s and the full spools front and rear since 2012 all the way to 2000 and I think that would have been 2018 is when I actually finally broke the original quadra-track transfer case in this Jeep. And the chain was clicking for 3 years before it actually spit the chain out of it. And I was in pretty decent spot, which I'll toss the video in right here where I broke it. But so I rebuilt a fresh quadra-track case. I just took one out of a parts Jeep we had, put a brand new chain in it, and it's a beefy chain. It's been good ever since. So honestly, everyone who says the quadra-track cases are junk, they are not. They are actually a pretty dang strong transfer case, truthfully enough. So well, here's under the hood anyway. So we got an extra battery over here for a 9,000-pound super winch. I put a 360 in it with that massive Motorcraft 2-barrel in there, which is a great carburetor for rock crawling. They actually work awesome. The only time they have an issue is probably when you're like vertical or really far down like this, but it takes a while for the bolt to run out. So, but side hilling and stuff, they don't give a crap in the world. They just do their thing. So then I got the battery isolator on there. Otherwise, this is 100% bone stock. I think 75 360 I put in here. It was out of my uncle's Concorde actually, that he had for a lot of years. It actually has I guess it has a Rebel machine camshaft in it. My dad put it in there a long time ago in this motor. But other than that, it's completely stock 360 in here. So, but you know, when you're idling the whole time and riding around at 5 miles an hour in low range, you don't really need much more than that. So, just like that, fires right up. I pour a little gas on the carburetor because it hasn't gone anywhere in a while. But as you hear, it also has duals on it too. So. On right over here. I got him right there too. Keeps them out of the way of the rocks and you come off and you come off stuff. This thing goes over rocks, they'll hit the quarter right here. So if you have your exhaust right there, it's probably gonna be squeezed shut. Well, we got 20 PSI on all the tires. Actually, I run them at 15 for crawling, but I just put 20 in to store it. So we got them all aired up. So we're gonna go for a little cruise and make a little noise in this thing. It's like being in high school again a little bit, something, but honestly, I haven't driven this thing in so long, I feel like. So, but I broke it for a couple years, and then I only wheeled it once in 2022, actually. Yeah. No, did I go last year? I don't even know anymore. For here, I'm gonna see how dry the ditch is. Drop her down first here quick. She's still in low range, so I don't think we should be too bad out here. I guess we'll find out though. It hasn't really rained much this year, so we're probably not too bad. to go mudding all the time for a lot of years, back when I was younger. This whole thing had like nothing in it, just like straight mud. But you know, this hole's a little deep here, so well, I didn't feel like much. Just push over some sticks. Let the old boggers do their thing. So we got a tree here, possibly? No, it's just some brush. I'll pop out right here because I know there's some pretty bad ruts on the far side. But as you can tell, it really doesn't care about climbing up stuff.
Yeah, it makes for a good step plate, yeah.
Well, we got the Jeep all up on blocks anyway. I gotta pull the one battery out yet, but and with the Jeep also, I like to put it on top of chunks of wood, help my boggers not get dry cracked. And since they've left to leak air over the winter, I got some blocks I put the front end up on just to hold it up off the tires so they don't end up sitting with the flat spots in them. So, but anyway, so the Jeep's pretty much ready for winter. Everything's put away out here for the night, so I'm probably gonna get the batteries out of that and start on my gravel operations. Well, back in the shop again, we decided, since it's been basically more or less done outside, we're gonna take some time and get this Jeep out of our life finally. So that's some work on that. I was editing yesterday with the cowboy video, and then now I'm out here get some stuff done on this thing. So last night you got the windows out of the back, work on the dash right now because the dash pad in here is actually very nice. Getting that pesky AC out of the way, or what's left of it anyway. But anyway, so we've got the windshield out of it, and it's got a very nice black dash pad. I'm going to save for a future Jeep. Probably put in my truck at some point, since mine's got a crack kind of forming. I just don't, and it hasn't been traveling. I just don't want it to try. I want to have an extra one if I need it, just in case it does go any further than that. We got some plastics out of the roof yet. We got to take out and that kind of stuff. I was going to say the headliners, but obviously this one back here is a little bit screwed up, water damaged, but all the metal and plastic outside of that's all nice. And then some armrests, that kind of thing. I'll probably leave the door panels since they're, you know, I mean, they're not bad, but I have other ones, and I'm not really going to use these in anything anyway, so.
They're not bad. What do you mean they're not bad? They're bad.
Well, I mean, they're not terrible. I mean, yeah, I guess they're ripped in the bottom and the top too. So yeah, they're probably just gonna stay here with the Jeep. So I take the armrests off because they're pretty good. This thing has pretty good black interior actually, but and I'm gonna take the whole dash out of it, just keep the dash pad situated properly and so it doesn't warp and that kind of thing. So we'll get to that, and then after we're pretty much done to the interior with a couple things, and we're gonna put it up on the trailer, take the axles out of it, and this thing's out of here. Well, I didn't do a lot of taping, so we're kind of just getting stuff done. But anyway, got the dash out of this thing, got the headliner stuff out of it. I wanted all the moldings from around the top, so I got all those out of it, as well as the wiper transmission, the wiper motor, and then all kind of the wiring out of this corner, since it was actually decent shape-ish. Windows obviously saw it before, and then steering columns out and all that kind of thing. So it's pretty much a wrap for the outside, besides a couple small moldings that work on my mom's Jeep, and then probably call it for today. And tomorrow's gonna be axles, and then we'll slide her up the trailer, and then it's out and fill her with the rest of the scrap we got laying around, and it's gone finally. Well, back at it again here, guys. Wednesday. Obviously, you guys saw yesterday we got everything out of this thing we wanted besides the axle and the back bumper. So it's time to put it up on the hoist just enough so we can chop the axle out of it. So, which is not a bad cut. I'm just gonna put it up just enough so the body's held up in the air, basically hovering over everything. And I'm just gonna pull my shackles off from the front on both sides. And I'm just gonna cut basically the U-bolts left and right, and the snowbar end links off, and then that can come out of here. I'm also gonna pull this sector out of here, to pull the steering sector out of this Jeep since it's only got 40 grand on it. And the back is even easier yet, because that's just got to be, because that's actually the axles underneath the springs on the back. So then I just gotta cut my U-bolts right there, and we're ready to go. I guess gotta pull shocks, I guess technically too, on the front and the back. But overall, not a bad job. So we'll get to it. Well, first thing I was doing is cut the bumper off here first, which I did start doing that actually. And then I was gonna lay on the floor and get all full of stuff, and I realized put the saw blade up there once. And the saw blade kind of smacked into this header panel here, and then I realized you can just kind of move right out of the way since it's not hooked to anything anymore. So made the job a lot easier to cut the bumper brackets off. We decided after playing around with sawzalls for a little while, which usually works just fine. These aftermarket U-bolts, so they're actually spring steel, so the factory AMC ones cut a little easier. So decided to get Victor out and just get the job done. So we're just gonna cut them off this way and call it a day. We're also going to pull the steering box out too, and then decide to put the plow frame in the way, so we got to bring that out of the way as well. I put this big monstrous plate over the top where all the bolts go, so cut that out of there too, so we can actually get this nice 40,000 mile steering box out of here. Well, after all that, we're all ready to take everything out, so say lift her up in the air and we can roll the rear end out of here. Front one, we got to pull the shocks off yet. And then just the leaf springs, and that's ready to slide out of the hole too. So I'll pull it up in a second here, and we'll get this back one out here. Well, I got the back one out, now for the front. So it isn't too bad. We got the U-bolts all cut off with this already. Those are all torched off. Now it's just popping the shocks off the top and cutting our leaf spring apart right here so we can slide it out the front. As you guys saw, we got the axles out and that kind of stuff. So we got it sitting right here, putting some boards underneath the front half of it just to make it easily skiddable. Basically right here, we're gonna leave the leaf springs in because they're shot anyway, and then set up just like this. So you can skid it over our hoist, and we'll skid it up onto the trailer, and then fill her full of scrap. job is not for amateurs. It's just something, you know what you're doing, it's probably something you can do. If you don't, I would not suggest. Usually use a rollback for this kind of job.
Is it clear?
What?
It's clear, right?
Yeah. Push it. Get it on there.
It's gotta go. No. Just lift it up. Don't play it. Lift it up some more so I can get the thing under the frame rail. Okay, hold on.
I gotta do this side still.
I know, but if you just stay on that board. No.
Yeah, I got pressure on now. Try it. 1 second, let me get a little more pressure to you. Alright, go for it. Keep going.
I gotta run right beside so it doesn't go too far away.
Well, we got her half on the trailer anyway. Got some boards under the back here. And got these ramps under the frame rails and the springs over there. So we're just about got her up on the trailer anyway. So worked out pretty well. Not gonna lie.
How's that fender?
Actually, it's at 4 inches. Keep going.
Still good?
We're good. Yeah. You're on. Yeah, let's see. We got her all set right in the trailer just fine. No problemo. Just like that. And our Jeep's in the trailer, ready to go to the junk place. Just gotta fill it up tomorrow in the daylight. Put some more of our other scrap we got laying around in there. And then the 401 Cherokee Chief finally leaves for the scrap place after, 45 years now, something like that. Well, it's a balmy 28 degrees here on Thursday night. We decided to get rid of this XJ front clip we had laying around as well. So we had, I got the 2 front clip portions right there. And we got the whole rest of the Jeep full of stuff in here. More or less your dash and your front end over here. So got her all loaded up to get it out of our life tomorrow morning. but anyway, the reason we had this XJ front clip is in the garage. So my grandpa's parting out an 87 XJ, or Cherokee. And wasn't used, he still had the motor on hand yet, so there it is. So it's not a later 4.0 or anything, obviously, so it's not the best motor, but it's still a good motor to use for things. And it's can still be a donor motor for a stroker, a 4.6 stroker though, so there's that. It's basically a 258 or a 4.2 liter. I got 258 AMC motor, could inline 6. I have my Eagle. It's the cranking rods from that, and you use the pistons and block from a 4.0, and you got a 4.6. So, and then a little turb ski on that. That could be a pretty good time. I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, almost more or less also just taking one out to see how many similarities there really are between the two motors, how much parts change over. It was really funny actually. Pulling apart that XJ, the 87. I mean, the brake booster and the master cylinder are all the same as an Eagle. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's very similar to still at that time period. Since it still is an AMC at that point yet. So, but anyway, so that's kind of a wrap for this video. Probably call it for the day. It's about 10 o'clock already. It's been a long week. You gotta get this other stuff done, and it's a little cold out there. So I'm inside, warm up, kind of nice. So, but anyway, happy Halloween, everybody. Well, thank you guys for watching the channel. If you enjoyed what you saw, hit that like button, smash the subscribe button there too. We'll catch you all later.